I'm PG.
I'm Big Ticket.
Neville.
And I'm Rui.
Hey, welcome back to the Uncultured Podcast. And of course, if you're back again, welcome back. And if you're listening on Spotify, please check us out. We try to put out episodes every Monday. And let's talk.
I don't know, I'm just here. I'm grateful to be here, to be a guest on the Uncultured Cast.
Are you guys?
You might be too cultured for this.
Yeah.
I might be, but it's I gotta like spread the culture around. See if
You gotta educate
give
us.
this podcast
There we go. There we go.
Maybe after this episode, there's gonna be a different name for this podcast.
Hey,
For those just if you've watched our show and you're following along, our usual member Andrew could not make it today, but we have our cultured guest Rui in attendance.
yes, sir.
Nah.
No, you want to consider yourself a workaholic?
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean,
Hard. You work hard.
you're hard worker.
Yeah. Just like you guys, everybody has their job, keeps it, and that's how.
That's life.
That's life. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's life.
Exactly. You're right. Though I do wish for work is you have more than, what's it, 2 or 3 weeks vacation then you start off?
I don't know. What do you have?
I don't know. It's
You should probably know.
Actually, no, 2. I got 2.
I don't know.
No, I have 2. I've always had 2. It never changed. I've
Who
always
still
had 2.
does?
But I get a lot of favors from there, so it's it's worth it.
Who still does 2 weeks of vacation? I just never have 3 at this point.
No, I still have 2.
I mean, usually when you start, it's basically 3 weeks of time off, but some companies allocate it like sick time or personal time. I'm sure, like with HR stuff and HIPAA now, you got to worry about that. So.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It's like it's 2.5. I think it's 12 total.
You gotta-
Get around that,
It's
right?
2.5. I think it's 2.5.
So it's probably like 15 business days, equivalent of 3 work weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like back then, like the 2 week when you first started a job, that was like normal. But like, especially since the pandemic, people are kind of getting paid more. They are getting paid more,
Yeah.
but not really justifying the cost of living adjustments.
Hasn't caught up for sure.
Hasn't caught up yet, but I don't know. Like me, I'm like in the family business, so I've always had like flexible vacation time. I didn't have like just 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I kind of just did my own thing. I never really exceeded and
Right.
took advantage.
You did
having
it?
like 5 weeks. No, I always
No, I know.
I always worked smart around like my travels and vacations.
Yeah.
So I don't like taking advantage and stuff like that.
Well, that's why we work hard to go on vacations. And if you guys follow us or you guys obviously know us, our personal life, you all like to travel. And you mentioned a couple weeks ago, this kid's a king of traveling.
Yeah, I love traveling.
How many states?
I'm at 43 right now.
I'm at
Damn.
27. I think.
I have no
I
idea.
think I'm at 20 something.
No, I mean,
Well, beyond the domestically, this is why he's cultured. Internationally,
That's why
this
y'all-
man's been around a little bit too. Oh, I get around.
What are you trying to say about North Carolina? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What you say about
What are
Asheville?
you trying to say about? I've been
I
at
know.
Yeah,
That's what I
I've been
said.
wanting to go there.
I went for
Good
I like
rally.
breweries.
North Carolina's nice.
Yeah, North Carolina's great. It's funny. I just caught up with my old neighbors from North Carolina. Very cultured, Colombian, and really cool people.
Good people.
And they love it down there.
The ones that used to live there.
Yeah, the one that used to live, growing up at my parents' house. So it's good catching up with them. Great, North Carolina's great. Love it.
Asheville's cool.
Yeah,
it's like a quiet it's like I don't know if college town's the word, but it's like
Well, it is a college town.
It is a college town.
It's kind of got a hipster feel to it.
It does. We
A
went
lot
for
of coffee shops and like
Yeah.
microbreweries.
There was some
it's
college
cool.
some college thing that my group in this class won, so we had to do some some kind of fair bullshit. I don't know what the fuck.
It's an Appalachian State in Nashville.
Yeah.
It's in North Carolina.
No, Appalachian State is not.
It's in North Carolina. Yeah.
It is in North, but it's not in
It's
Asheville.
not Asheville. Asheville's UNC Asheville.
What was his
Oh,
name?
yeah, that's
George
what it
something?
is.
There's also the Asheville Tourist.
Yeah.
No, but no, getting back, I wish there was more than say standing 2 or 3 weeks. Cause I love my thing is traveling. We all like to travel. I wish I could just, if I could do it, it's I wish I could just, because I always said we work hard, but it's you don't get enough vacations to see the world, see all the good places, and what we did. I think we talked about a couple weeks ago when you went here. It's I went. Was it 4 vacations last year?
Yeah.
I think on Nashville, obviously you guys went, but it's just seeing different states and all that stuff is way more to me. Way more gives me more happiness than buying another pair of J's
Yeah, of
riding
course.
a new,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Of course.
traveling the world is just great, seeing different
Experience.
cultures.
Experience.
You know, I wish that like work with like, not the Europe way, because what Europe is like, it's a month off, right? That's the whole thing in Europe.
Depends where.
Portugal's
Yeah,
on.
and yeah,
August, right?
some of the Mediterranean countries like Portugal,
Yeah.
Italy, I
It's
think
a month
Spain
off.
does it too. Maybe France. They have like the whole month of like August off.
Yeah.
But it's not everybody, right? It's
just-
like
yeah.
more like corporate jobs and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like obviously the restaurants and the hotels
That's
and
still work.
you know,
Yeah.
cafes,
It's the same
etc. They're all going to be
Yeah.
working because what are the tourists going to do if there's no restaurants, right? But yeah, I get it. You know, it's Europe is different. It's great. Like you know, Americans go there, they enjoy it for obvious reasons, and they're like, "Oh, I wish I could live there," but like, it's not.
Feasible.
It's not.
Well, it's also a very different way of living than what
It
we're
is a
in.
different way of living, but it doesn't translate. Like people in Europe don't really travel like Americans do.
That makes sense.
So coming here is you have to grind, you have to work, and you make money, you save money if you're smart and if you can afford it, and you go on these trips where you go to these places like, oh, I wish I can live in Portugal, or I wish I can live in Italy or Spain or whatever it is. When you ask the locals there, it's a different story. So it's crazy. It's like I wish America, despite like the amount like how it's so like work prioritized, I wish it had like the same vibes and feelings and the culture and the history that the Europeans have.
I feel like there's so much pride in it too, where like here, as much, I mean, obviously, like we all love this country, we love being here. There's a lot of privileges that we have as Americans that we're proud of that they don't have elsewhere. But I feel like it's become like, and not to say like, I mean, sometimes people hear the word nationalism and they get like all freaked out about it now, but like the pride of your country to like want to appreciate the history, and obviously like the U.S. has not been around as long as a lot of those other countries also in Europe, but taking pride in like the history of it and appreciating things, and like it's a weird dynamic where like there's parts of our history obviously that like any other country that are shameful and like should not should not be recognized, or not should be recognized.
It's definitely
Get political.
It's definitely
Yeah, now we're getting political.
It's definitely shameful. Let's make it clear.
Yes, no, I'm not questioning that, but you know what I mean? Like, there's aspects of it that, like, okay, this is history. It's just like, I liken it to, like, well, people debate, like, this is obviously a much smaller scale, but, like, the Baseball Hall of Fame, and people argue, like, oh, there's people who use steroids and this and that. Well, no, if you're having a hall and, like, it's supposed to be about the game or the sport, just like this country, if you're talking about the history,
Yeah,
it
there's a lot of bad in
encompasses
it.
everything.
And there's a lot of bad history in sports and everything like that. So you have to factor all that in.
And I just feel like there's parts of, and rightfully so, like people don't want to, I don't want to say embrace, but like, maybe embrace is the word I'm looking for. I don't know, but it's a fine line to walk for a lot of people, and like recognizing certain things, but not shining too much light on it because they don't want to, like, obviously like touch upon some of the things that come with, it can be very politically driven at times, but
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, also America is like, if you think about it, is a young country.
that's what I was just saying.
So you go to like Europe, like when you go to Europe, there is a vibe also because like the architecture is like so old and like it's what's that?
Right,
That's like
the
ancient.
Colosseum and stuff.
There's
Yeah.
so much history.
There's a lot of history. They have even more history than obviously we do. So
Yeah.
like it just feels more like when you're there, it's like, oh wow, this is like you caught a
Same
time
thing with
capsule.
China, same thing.
You caught a time
Japan,
capsule.
and-
Yeah.
Great Wall of China.
For me,
We love China.
yeah, right. Well, we do this.
Yeah,
We do.
yeah, we do. Yeah.
I had Chinese
We
food
do.
tonight.
Yeah, of course we do.
Yeah, real authentic,
Yeah, real authentic, right?
Chinese food.
The Hong Kong buffet. No,
Who's this
but
General Soul?
Get Mulan.
So what?
Gotta have to do some editing.
you know, and it's funny that you guys mentioned. I know we're kind of like
General Tso.
kind of like just free roaming here and not really sticking on to vacation weeks. We'll get back to it.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I have like a question for you guys. Do you think that the architecture within a society is a direct reflection of it? Like, when you look at at Europe and how they've maintained, even now today, like even certain areas of Portugal,
Yeah.
they've cleaned up areas to preserve the architecture. Where like even like in the 80s and 90s and even prior to that, certain cities, even like Porto, was kind of run down, and now they just came back to like cleaning it up and bringing it back in style. I suppose. Do you guys think that like how America destroyed a lot of its own architecture, believe it or not, for the highway system, for highways to go straight into cities, where in Europe there's no highways that go into all the main cities? Do you think that it's not a problem, but like maybe
Takes away, deters from.
yeah, like I feel, in my opinion, I think that architecture should be like preserved and be out there for for like a representation purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much history behind. I mean, we just talked about some. If you think of like some of the iconic, I guess sites or architecture or buildings or these man-made structures that people literally will like travel across the world for to vacation and see.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of maybe like the Statue of Liberty, which wasn't even like it was. It was a gift.
Look at New York City, for example. There's not like a main highway that like goes right through the city. They didn't destroy
No.
like they did to like cities like St. Louis and Cincinnati, even maybe Kansas City. There's other cities where they just destroyed Romanesque style architecture just to build highways so it's more convenient. But like when you go to some of these cities, there's no like charm to it. There is, but like not.
I know what you mean. It doesn't feel like rich or maybe authentic. I don't know if that's the right word.
And then you go to like
there's no character to what it like you go to, there's a lot of cities you go to and it's like it feels like architecture that looks the same.
Well,
like Philly looks like.
I like.
another
Well,
city,
as you guys know, like I love the American architect more than
Tucson.
Tucson, Tuscan.
I honestly like.
the skylines of cities.
You're like Rome and all that stuff's probably beautiful. Seeing the now is seeing like the Colosseum probably, but to me like I like Chicago and New York and seeing like because that means to me it means like power and like prosperity and wealth.
If you also like,
that's right.
That's actually.
I guess if you think about too, like the things that have kind of stood time more in this country would be what like cathedrals, obviously things, religious or places of worship where they can't like obviously they're not going to like tear those down.
No, Fatima was very. Fatima in Portugal was really.
But that's those are some of the aspects that are some of the architecture that like really can I guess stand the test of time a little bit more because of obviously what the meaning behind it. But the other thing I guess would be like arenas and stadium. Like if you think about like obviously they're on the same level, but if you think about some of like the venues that people want to like travel to or see, it's Fenway Park is it's one of the oldest probably.
It's always Paul Park in MLB, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying not just that, but like in Boston, if you think about people who go visit Boston, you don't have to be a sports fan. Everyone knows like Fenway Park, and people will go to tour and take the stadium tour or want to drive into Yawkey just to see it because they know the history behind it. Same thing with Wrigley Field in Chicago.
It's a distinct structure compared to the rest of the city.
Correct.
So that's like you go there and see that.
Like even like I would say. I thought Denver was dope. The city.
Well, I feel like the mountains is cool, but like the buildings again, like the buildings look like building for building looks the same as like you go to Philly or like any other city.
Yeah, there's nothing that's like.
No, I just like
I appreciate the
aesthetic or something.
Like how they built it back in the day before like modern technology. You're saying?
Yeah, but I like when you go back to Denver. In Colorado, I appreciated Boulder more than downtown Denver. And I agree with you that like when you go to these big cities and they have all these high rises and skyscrapers and it's a beautiful skyline. Yes, it does define like prosperity, wealth,
Yeah.
power,
Yeah.
and it's modern architecture. But when you go to Boulder, you see that classic architecture from over 100 years, and they pretty much preserved it. And I find that to be really more culture, like historically cultured.
Yeah.
When you walk through those streets where back then people were just traveling for miles and they decided to settle here and build this city, and you see the architecture there and it's still there to this day. And I think, like, for me, growing up with that sort of appreciation of history and architecture and maintaining it, it defines who you are as a people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not just for today,
Yeah.
not for not just for today or last week or anything. It's for the long run. So many people paved the way to maintain this architecture, built it, and it transitions in today.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Boulder was nice. Even like Golden, like with the Golden, Colorado.
Yeah, Golden too. Yeah, Golden was awesome.
That was cool.
It's a
Seeing, like,
quaint town.
it had like a Wild West, like
Yeah, it's like a
like watch like Back to the Future 3. It was dope. It was like
Back to the Future.
remember they had the thing? Yeah, it's like
The thing.
cowboys and shit.
West.
No, it was dope though. That's why I like getting back to like going back vacations. I wish like we get 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Not like obviously maybe like
You know-
3. Just like hey, weekend trip, boys. Let's do because a lot of times we go away. It's like
Yeah.
Friday to Monday. It's,
Yeah, you have to factor in the weekend and get a few days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you have to, like, when you have such limited vacation time, you have to, or even if you're like running on a budget, you
Yeah.
make a high expense,
yeah.
you're tight on money or
That's
whatever,
why-
you have to like strategize
Strategize.
too, like
Yeah.
maximize the time, maximize your PTO time to to go on vacation and try to check off as many different places as you want to go to.
But our culture in America is more, like you said, there's a lot of more work
Well,
oriented than like.
Well, that's why we were just saying earlier before we got into the podcast. Like, think about doing Savannah. Savannah's not a far trip.
No.
It's like a flight down there. But it's not like. But if we want to do like what we did, Denver. I was something. If we want to go to Houston.
Well, you start incorporating like the West Coast.
Yeah, it's
part
hot.
of the
It's
time.
more.
Yeah.
So,
That's why like East Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna go for like 2 days.
Yeah.
and especially like the flights that become available too. But what was interesting that I wanted to bring up that you mentioned too about like just the cultural difference. I was for work. I was talking to somebody who lives in Switzerland right now. He works for a media network out there,
Swiss francs.
and I was talking to him about like if he's looking to come to the U.S. for a particular job, and was talking to him about the transition period and this and that, and very like obviously I'm not familiar with some of the like societal or cultural norms as it relates to the professional world in Switzerland. He was like, well, obviously, like I have to give like notice, and the way he worded it wasn't like like here in the U.S. it's 2 week notice.
Mhm.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
3 months.
What happened?
They're professional in Switzerland. Their professional etiquette is if you are leaving a job, it's 3 months.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
You write out 3 months. He's like, I could come in June after I serve out my notice with my
That's
Man,
that's
that's
weird.
like-
That's weird.
That area of Europe, like Germany and Austria,
Yeah.
everything runs on time. Like nothing is ever late.
Right.
Nobody crosses the street unless the green light tells you can walk across the street. They're so
They're
well
tiny.
On the
oriented.
flip side of it, he was telling
So like they have to. That's how they function.
yeah.
You
On the
know,
flip side of it,
and it's not a bad thing.
no. I was just obviously like, to me that was like
Trains are always on time.
So he goes, what's it like in the? And he's actually been here before. He worked. He actually was a U.S. correspondent for Trump's administration in the first term for Switzerland.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's dope.
for like their big media network.
So he's getting the job.
Yeah, got the job.
Whoa, what are you talking about? Anyway, so I was like baffled. So he was asking like what it is here. And he's like, oh, I heard it's like is 2 weeks, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's right. And then he said on the flip side of it, companies have to give you the same courtesy. So if they want to let you go, you have 3 months.
Really?
Unless obviously like it's
Huh.
an extreme offense where it's like fireable.
Right, yeah.
If they plan on laying somebody off, they have the same duration of time
Yeah.
as a courtesy.
That's the way they are.
Yeah.
which was fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And he was like baffled by how baffled I was, so I had to explain it. I'm like, in the U.S., we have something called at-will employment.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Right?
That shows you, like you said, so it gives the business and the person, it gives the business time
Time.
to prepare for a replacement.
Yes.
It's not just like a 2 week.
That's
And
the-
the courtesy to the
Right.
employees.
That's what they were talking about also,
That's
like,
overtime.
Like we talked before, like okay, I work in a family business. You work in a family business. I work at like I'm not a number. You know what I mean? But
But
a
you're
lot of
appreci-
corporate jobs.
You got it's easily.
I feel like Europe treats their work as almost like a family. What I'm getting at, and America's
I'm sure it depends on.
the.
I'm sure it depends on. I'm sure it depends on the business.
I know that's like how it's perceived here, but that's not.
Depends on the business. That's
Yeah, it's like here too. I mean, when you see the amount of hours that they work, and they just don't get paid well over there, it's not a family.
No, yeah.
It's
Not
not.
to mention-
It's not like a family thing.
A lot goes to taxes. As
Yeah.
well.
That's-
Now, granted, it changes like everything. Like, a big expense, obviously, for people is healthcare. But there's a reason why. I mean, we're not getting political now, but there's a reason why like the U.S. is #1 in the world in medical infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's because you can make money on it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not. It's
You're
not. It's political. You just
incentivized.
think that.
You're incentivized here to do so. What is a researcher or scientist or doctor incentivized to do in those countries where there's
Yeah.
universal health care?
Oh,
There's none.
Boston's the best.
and they come here from.
Well,
And they come here.
They come here for
medical school.
Boston's the best hospital.
Yeah,
People come here to get treated as patients.
Oh
because-
yeah, I mean, you look at the hospitals that are on the Canadian border. Like, just for example, Buffalo. Hospitals are full of Canadians, the ones that have money that they can spend because they don't want to wait in line to get specific treatments.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing with Europeans, they come here as well. And Americans also go to Europe for other reasons, not because they can't get treated here, but they go to Europe because people in my family have done this. If you have money in Europe and you can pay for your surgery there, which is a lot cheaper than paying for it here, you're better off sometimes just going to Europe and getting operated on.
Oh wow.
It is messed up because you're cutting people in line that pay into that system.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So I
people
guess.
there that are paying into
So I
the
guess
system.
it was almost like a.
It's
I mean, there's
socialized
a-
medicine's not as
No.
like great as people
People
say
think it is. Yeah.
It's not.
Exactly.
But
not to get political.
I mean, no.
Not political. It's observation.
Observation.
No, we are speaking facts.
Facts.
the
Observation.
culture comes in.
Yeah. Facts.
It's a fact.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
No, they don't.
Damn. Oh,
There's this.
here's a little kiss to tell you, right?
Fireman.
You got the Celtics game going.
Yeah.
It's not great for the under, but there's still life
Have
left.
you guys seen the crowds in Serbia, in like Serbian basketball?
Oh, it's
Like,
nuts.
what's
They
his
still
name?
do thing.
Well,
Yeah,
Jokic, yeah.
Jokic talked about it. He's like, he was asked a question after games, like, do these crowds ever phase you? And he's like, no, man. I played in Serbia, and you see it. It's just like, it makes you feel like you're at the Coliseum 2,000 years ago.
That angry, huh? Or that
Oh my God!
Violent.
Yeah, just like it's barbaric in those arenas.
You know, 88's the first Portuguese-born player ever.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Miss Keita.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The Celtics. Number 30, I think.
Yeah. So.
Even Europe like basketball, like even like the officiating, like it's more like old school as to what we knew in the night. Like they're more
Yeah. Yeah, I would
More
say so.
physical.
They're more physical. Yeah, that's the word.
Not like the players themselves are not like physically
No, just the
built,
style of
but the
play.
style of
Yeah,
play
yeah,
they
right.
give you
Like
more
if-
leverage
Right.
to get away with stuff. Unlike the NBA, it's just
That's why you see the NBA dominated by guys that are like a Jokic or a Luka, or even an Embiid. But just-
Man,
Well, I mean, Luka Doncic was
14. I mean, he was playing.
14, 15 years old, and he's playing with
Real
Like
Madrid.
grown ass
Right?
man.
yeah, but he's playing in Spanish league with grown ass men who are trying to literally take his head off.
Wasn't Sidney Crosby doing that too? Like at 14, playing like Canadians, like.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously that's obviously hockey's a very physical sport.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but, yeah.
We need to bring back barbaric nature to American sports.
Mm-hmm.
No, we
Hey, Dana White.
You know what we need? a vacation, all of us.
We do
Vacation.
vacation.
Let's do. We gotta plan something.
We'll figure something out.
Maybe you can tell us where we should go next.
Yeah, well, yeah, leave
Yeah,
it.
drop a
yeah.
comment. Where should we
Yeah,
go?
where should we go?
Yeah.
Spin your globe and then put a dart, and then that's where we're going.
Someone says Gaza. We ain't going.
Go to Gaza.
Better than Seattle.
No,
trust me.
if our subscribers want that, we gotta go.
So
we gotta go.
Brian made a really interesting. Actually, it is interesting, but it's like more than interesting. It's
What, Seattle?
very
Like
intelligent. No.
You want to get political? Get political.
So he talks about how I would rather go on a trip than buy a pair of Jordans or buy a new cell phone or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Life's about experiences.
Dude, for me, I always try to budget the things that I do, even for fun or whatever. Like, do I need to go out to dinner today, or do I need to go whatever?
Yeah.
Do I need to buy this coat, or do I need to buy these sneakers or boots, or do I need to go out and spend this money when I can just
Is it a must-have? or
deal with
nice-to-have?
what I have already and I can just make something at home? And
So-
I've always followed that, and whatever money that I would just not spend, it would just go to another trip.
Well, I haven't. So I try to.
What
I
do you guys
spend.
think about that?
The only time I spend during the week is gas on my haircut. I try not to spend money on my Dunkin',
Going
going coffee.
out to eat.
Trying to spend. You go my. So I work in.
What are you cutting, man?
Yeah, dude. We're cutting
Well,
your
every
hair.
other week I get cut.
He's like, I don't spend much money. I just get my hair cut every week.
Yeah, what are you, a skinhead? What are you doing? It's gotta be.
No, you know what I mean. So
Some people
I
find
don't.
culture in
I don't
that,
buy
you know?
lunch. I don't. So I try to limit lunch.
Yeah, Austrians.
If you think about
Germans.
think about you buy coffee a day every day, right?
Yeah, well, I work from home, so my way of getting out of the house is
But no, I'm saying.
grab the coffee. You're
So
right.
what's it cost you a day?
Oh, I'm clearly wasting money.
$6 or $7.
Depending on so if it's Dunkin', obviously it's $3-4 maximum.
Yeah.
But then if I want to do Starbucks or
It's
a
Illuminati.
local cafe
Yeah.
every now and then, yeah, you're right.
Let's just say $5.
That's $20 a week.
Yeah, it's very much.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Conservatively.
Conservative. I'll say
10 or 12 bucks on Zins.
20 to 25. 25.
But I limit I try to limit my spending
Sins, bring it over here.
I was in the mood, right? I wanted to get something for lunch today. I was in the mood at work,
Yeah.
but I was like, you know what? Save money.
Yeah.
But that's why
Ooh.
try to save my money limit so I can go away.
Yeah, I try not to go out to eat unless it's the weekend.
So I haven't bought a car in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm buying a car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. People actually
Oh,
go through cars
Like
there's
water.
no tomorrow.
Well, they
Because
lease
they need
some of
the
it.
new.
Or they lease.
Well, yeah, leasing's different, but
Yeah.
actually purchasing,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like, damn.
What's
It's
your point A
because
to
you want
point
the
B?
new, because you want the new model. I'm like, you could go on so many trips with that. money.
Because the dashboard looks like NASA.
Yeah.
Like NASA.
I remember.
The bucket seats.
I remember there was some MTV Cribs. I forgot who it was. Back when that was a big thing, and there was a guy in it who was a rapper. I forget who it was, but he was every 10,000 miles I switch out my car.
That's crazy.
Wild.
It's like every year.
That's crazy.
It's like every year or 2 years, depending on what you
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
to get what.
That's what I'm thinking. I think there's limit spending money. Obviously I have to get groceries or get gas, but that's
You have to.
have to. But I try to limit we go out, but it's try to limit. That's why we're going out and drinking water. Just
Drink water.
Big Global Ultra.
But I mean, then again, if traveling's not your thing,
Yeah.
you can always use. It's always good to budget for whatever it is, for whatever reason.
if you're having a
you wanna
kid, buy a house.
Exactly.
Some people take it overboard though. You'll hear people oh, you want to go out? You want to go out this weekend or whatever? No, I'm saving up for a car or a house. I'm if you're worried about if that meal's gonna deter you from getting a house or a car.
Hey, listen. There's an expression in Portuguese, and the translation is "crumbs are also bread," which means if you continuously spend more, even if it's just $40, and you do that a few times a week,
Yeah.
right? When your meal could be $10 if you make it at home,
Adds up.
that's like $70-80 a week, and then you times that by 52, you got a few $1,000s right there. That's
Dude, think about smokers.
that's a month or two of rent or mortgage or whatever it
Think about
is.
smokers. They spend a cotton in a week.
Smokers?
Yeah, like
The
that's
hell are
like
smokers?
no, people smoke cigarettes. I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm
Smokers.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something in
Like
a car.
grilling,
Yeah.
What's that? Was it $12?
In the clutch.
$12.
I don't know.
I don't
Oh,
know.
a pack of cigarettes?
Yeah.
I don't buy cigarettes.
Yeah. No.
Just
Culture. Think of the past with my
Every-
sins instead.
Yeah. Every now and then, maybe a pack of Marlboro Lights.
I
No,
That's
not
not,
anymore
that's
for
not,
me.
that's not culture.
I don't know. But yeah, like I'll say $10, $11, $12. I don't know.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
and people go through
Packs a day.
3-4 packs a day.
Crazy.
no, but you're right. Like, I would be willing to budget
Yeah.
for like a vacation, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like one of the hottest. New
I'm guilty. I'm guilty though. My thing is I buy shoes. I'm very guilty on it. I have to say I do go.
Yeah, but that's the other thing too. Like, yeah, we like to travel, but we're not avid travelers. We're not going somewhere every month. We
No.
go
I
somewhere,
wish.
I do
3 times a
wish.
year. It's like once every 4 months we go
Yeah,
on a trip.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's like your thing. You
Yeah.
still do your budgeting and everything like that for things that you like to collect.
Yeah.
Whether it's sneakers or like vintage baseball cards or
booze.
whatever it
Or
is.
going to like a game,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
sports game. That's like I think
People budget and don't go out to drink so they can buy that $150 bottle of whiskey so they go at home, they stay at home and they enjoy it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, a shot of whiskey at home, per
Yeah.
shot that you pour is going to
Way
be cheaper than
cheaper.
drinking like a black label at a bar,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
It's true.
Not that I live by it, but of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get coffee a day? You get coffee a day or no?
I drink multiple cups of coffee a day, but I get it at work. I don't pay for it. Yeah, actually, the first time in probably 3 or 4 months, I went out to get, well, while I'm at work, I should say, was just yesterday because it was my birthday. So, like, Starbucks gives you the free drink. So I was like, oh, I'll get it.
Happy belated birthday, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's like birthday. Hey, he's 3'4", like the truth.
Oh,
Paul Pierce.
don't tell him. Yeah.
Like
All my
Shaq.
heroes,
Because he loves Paul
like Big
Pierce.
Sloppy and fucking Paul Pierce.
Shaq wore 34.
Shaq.
Paul Pierce. Yeah, it's Shaq.
Paul Pierce what?
Well, Paul
He's
Pierce
a Lakers fan, bro.
fucking faked that.
Remember he locked up Kobe?
No,
Ran out?
he didn't lock up
He
shit.
had no
Been
wheelchair.
around with it.
Yeah.
He didn't lock up shit. Guy had to take a dump during the fucking NBA Finals. He gets on a little wheelchair. What a piece of
He's a
shit.
hero. He's a hero. He's
Remember Paul Gasol?
Yeah, that Kukagawa disease.
Remember when Paul?
It's diarrhea. Crohn's disease.
Oh
Crohn's
my
disease.
god.
Oh man.
Crohn's.
But I
Wheelchair for Crohn's.
Yeah. I think we should start looking. Look right now for next trip.
No, you gotta like Shaq. You got the 34 Lakers jerseys. Everyone loves Shaq.
Well, he wore 32 in Orlando.
He wore 30.
Where the Magic Johnson age right now?
No, 36.
Yeah,
Bird is 33. Have some respect.
Have some
man.
respect.
33.
Where the Magic
Have
Johnson
some,
age?
have some
Not the age.
culture.
He wore 33 somewhere.
Yeah.
Phoenix?
Maybe
Right?
Phoenix.
Yeah, because
Cleveland.
Amari. Oh no, Amari switched to 31.
Oh, might be
Mario
Cleveland.
was 30.
Might be Cleveland.
No,
Yeah.
Mario was 1.
Yeah, because originally Amari was 32.
32.
Then he switched to 1. Yeah, I
Might
think
have
it was
been
Cleveland.
Might have been
Cleveland.
Yeah, it was Cleveland. He was 33. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
was-
era he'd like to forget. Like the year in Cleveland.
Miami, he was 32.
It was Judas
Yeah, he was
Ilgauskas.
32.
Yeah, yeah. So it was Cleveland, bro.
Yeah,
Fact check that.
So Trundus and Gaskins.
Judas Ilgauskas. That bald,
That guy.
Oh,
bald fuck.
that was.
You think he's got culture?
Remember Eric
Oh,
Snell?
yeah. That guy could fucking pound some wine.
Is he where is he from?
No, he was
Was he Lithuanian?
yeah, Lithuanian.
Fucking Dagestan. Oh, fuck.
Dagestani?
Oh shit. Yeah. So, actually, no. I think we're gonna do after this is I'm gonna look up some spots, some flights.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Rui, thank you for joining us. You brought culture. We talked about architecture.
We would never have done that.
We never would have done that with our
At all.
previous
At all.
at all.
What is that at all? So,
Talk about architecture and culture.
You guys
We're gonna
me.
have to change the name of the podcast.
yeah, it's gonna be
Comes
called
on regularly.
The Culture.
Yeah, he can't be associated with something that's uncultured.
Slightly cultured cast.
I don't know if you guys saw the videos where I do some ministry interviews.
Andre Drummond, I can't get
Look at this guy. Look at this.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Andre Drummond's hairline's insane.
No, remember Andre Miller's hairline?
Oh, that guy.
Oh my god.
What about that quarterback from Tennessee?
Oh,
Quincy Carter?
no,
Oh, wait, no.
Josh Dobbs.
Josh-
Look at his fucking hair,
Oh
dude.
my god. Well, he's alopecia.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then I
What a
feel
move.
bad.
Maybe on our
I
next
didn't know he
episode.
had alopecia.
Our next episode will just ramble off random athletes.
But no, but honestly, but obviously, we appreciate you subscribing. More subscribers tune in. And if you guys notice, I started doing ministry interviews, got some done. We're gonna start doing more of that too. So,
Yeah, leave your wife alone. Don't interview your wife
Yeah.
anymore. It's bad enough she's got to deal with you at home.
all right, fine, do that. But
All
we do appreciate it. Obviously, please tune in.
Please check out the rest of our content. Of course, if you like the video, like the video. Is there anything here you agree with? Anything here you disagree with? What's your favorite type of architecture?
Drop comments on vacation ideas, maybe.
Yes, give us ideas.
We could do the Culture Cast abroad.
Yeah.
Uncultured abroad.
We'll,
Cultured.
we'll be on a train recording and then get kicked out. So let's. That's anyways, we're uncultured. Take it easy.
Yes, I'm looking. Flights to Savannah.
Cancelled. No.
Flights to Savannah.
Here's our sponsorship.